Children's and Household Tales. Collected by the Brothers Grimm. The Hand with the Knife. This video is not intended to present an atmospheric narrative. Rather, it is created for those who seek to read the original stories as they were published in 1812, faithfully translated from German. An interpretation is provided at the end for deeper insight. There was once a little girl who had 3 brothers. Their mother favored them in everything, while the girl was neglected, scolded harshly, and forced to wake up early every morning to dig peat on the dry heathland. The peat was needed for cooking and heating. To make things worse, she was given an old and dull tool for her hard labor. However, the little girl had a secret admirer, an elf who lived in a hill near her mother's house. Every time she passed by the hill, the elf would stretch out his hand from the rock, holding a very sharp knife of extraordinary power, capable of cutting through anything with ease. With this knife, she was able to cut the peat quickly and effortlessly. She would then return home, pleased with her work and carrying the necessary load. As she passed by the hill on her way back, she would knock twice on the rock, and the elf would extend his hand to retrieve the knife. One day, the mother noticed how quickly and easily her daughter was completing her work. She told the brothers that someone must be secretly helping her, as it would not be possible otherwise. Suspicious, the brothers followed their sister and saw how she received the enchanted knife. They caught up with her and, using force, took it from her. Then, they returned to the hill and knocked on the rock, just as their sister had done before. When the kind elf extended his hand to receive the knife, the brothers cruelly cut it off using his own magical blade. His bleeding arm withdrew into the rock, and he was never seen again, believing that his beloved had betrayed him. A possible interpretation considering the time period. The fairy tale The Hand with the Knife presents several social and moral themes that were especially relevant in the early 19th century. Unjust treatment within families. The mother favors her sons while mistreating her daughter, forcing her to do the hardest labor with the worst tools. This reflects a reality common in many families of the time, where daughters were often assigned physically demanding household work and given less care, while sons received preferential treatment. Distrust of women and the control of their opportunities. The mother cannot believe her daughter is capable of accomplishing the hard work on her own. Rather than trust her or simply ask, she assumes wrongdoing and sends her sons to spy on her. This mirrors societal beliefs of the time that women could not succeed independently but must have secret help or use deceit. Jealousy and violence as tools of control. The brothers not only distrust their sister but also use violence to strip her of her source of help. By stealing the knife and attacking the elf, they destroy a relationship that empowered their sister. This reflects a world where men not only enjoyed privileges but were expected to actively guard them by limiting the independence of women. The punishment is not physical pain but the loss of trust. The elf does not die but vanishes forever, believing he has been betrayed by the girl he helped. This shows that betrayal, even if only perceived, can cause deeper wounds than violence, the loss of trust and love. The tragedy of assumption and the failure of communication. An important and often overlooked moral is that the elf assumes betrayal without seeking an explanation. Instead of asking the girl what happened, he withdraws immediately. This highlights how dangerous and destructive it can be to jump to conclusions based on appearances without listening to the other side. Had the elf trusted enough to ask, the bond between them could have been saved. Conclusion. The Hand with the Knife is a story of injustice, suspicion, miscommunication, and the devastating consequences of broken trust. In a society where women had little autonomy and were easily blamed or controlled, the tale serves as a warning, not only against cruelty and betrayal, but also against destructive suspicion and hasty judgment. In the end, it is not the wrongdoers who suffer most, but the innocent girl, abandoned and alone once again, her only source of kindness lost forever. What do you think? Was this just a bedtime story, or does it hide a deeper meaning? Do you have your own interpretation? Share your thoughts in the comments, I'd love to hear them. If you enjoyed this, consider subscribing for more stories and discussions. And if you have any constructive feedback, let me know, I'm always looking to improve.